Hey Matthias, do you know that the annual growth rate of the mobile robots business is expected to be around 15% per year, according to a recent study in the Forbes magazine?
I didn't know it, but it sounds really a lot. And I bet that a lot of you mobile robot providers out there are asking yourselves now, okay, how can I participate in this growth? How can I get a share of this pie? In other words, how can I be a successful mobile robot provider? And that's why we're going to dedicate this week's episode to talk exactly about this topic.
Automation Awakenings, your weekly dose of best practices for logistics automation.
Welcome back to another episode of the Automation Awakenings podcast with a quite interesting topic for today, because we're going to basically take the position of a mobile robot provider and we're going to brainstorm and discuss on how we would ensure to be successful in the market. As always, with me in the studio, Oliver Zuchowski. Happy to have you, Olli. And the Forbes study you have mentioned is really showing massive growth. Is that something that you just read in the Forbes magazine, or is that something that you also see or hear from other sources or other studies?
Yes, actually, there are many studies regarding this topic. Many are predicting even higher growth rates. There's also another study from McKinsey going also towards this 10 to 15%, and several others who are predicting massive growth rates. I don't know how real this will be or how reliable this data is, but for sure we can expect that the mobile robots business is growing and will grow even more in the future.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty clear from all the forecasts I have read.
perfect. So with this seemingly being a fact, how to prepare for it, how to take part in this massive growth and ensure a solid positioning in the market. What would be your first go-to? What would be your first measure to stay on top of things?
Well, as often we need to do the easy things right.
Mm-hmm.
And from a supplier's perspective, um, what sounds very easy, of course, is very complex. You need to understand your customers. That's for all businesses relevant, and for the AGV suppliers, I think it's especially relevant, because if you understand them, you can make a real difference.
Mm-hmm.
And there are several topics you should cover. And um, first of all, I would like to mention here, you need to understand the whole environment your customer is working in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where he wants to use the mobile robots. How is the environment there? And I mean environment in terms of physical environment, like how's the shop floor looking? How are the aisles? And also IT environment, of course. And I think these are globally speaking, two very important facts you need to consider to stay successful in the business.
Yeah, knowing your customer is totally something I also have on my list. I think there is different angles to the understanding your customer topic. So let me give you an example. It could mean that you have to invest in market research, right? Say you're a provider from outside the European Union and you would now like to come to the European Union or the US, which, by the way, is growing quite fast in terms of the market, of the mobile robots market. you need to understand what the customers needs, what the customers are looking for, and also what the features are that are in high demand for this market. So that would be one thing that I see here. Another would be tending a bit towards sales and marketing, which is also understanding your customer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with sales, I would cover something like understanding on how business is done in this country or in this region of the world, to adapt your sales techniques, your sales channels to better answer those needs that your customers have. And you could answer them by, doing a roadshow. You could answer them to go to fairs. You could answer them to, go and see each and every location or each and every facility. So I see both of these topics go in the direction of understanding the customer.
Yes, when you're talking about marketing and sales activities, I even would go a step further, and I would see a crucial factor, especially in the future, to have to see the customer rather as a partner, and invest in partnerships with these customers.
Yeah.
During your first projects, after you successfully did sales and marketing, of
Yeah.
course, during your first projects, use the time intensively to understand these customers and the people at this customer better. Who are the decision makers? Where are these colleagues eager to automate? Yeah, you will find them at the companies, and you need to talk to them to drive their automation further, and listen carefully what they miss, and take everything they tell you seriously. Or you can even partner up with them, maybe co-develop, or it must not necessarily be a completely new device, but add features, adapt the device, customize it to the needs of the customers with a co-development project.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not?
I've seen this happening actually, and I think it was a quite smart move from this particular mobile robots provider to really partner up with a big customer and use this partnership to basically cover the customer satisfaction by being very close to the customer, by collecting the requirements from the customer, and bringing them into a kind of a sprint cycle, basically, internally, to provide the customers quick fixes to the requirements that the customer had, but at the same time, of course, also to learn a lot about the industry and to develop your robot on to make it better and to add features that are important to this particular industry and maybe also the particular country or region where you are trying to get a foot on the ground.
Yes, I'm completely convinced that the ones will win here who invest in long-term partnerships rather than short-term sales activities. Maybe you will sell quickly a lot of robots at the beginning, but then as soon as the customer is not happy or is struggling with something, and there will be always something. The mobile robots technology is pretty mature, but during the projects we always see some bumpy roads, sometimes some bumpy shop floors. And if you don't have this strong relationship of trust, where you can also openly admit, okay, we had a bug here and there, we're gonna fix it fast, these ones will win rather than the guys who are selling you the perfect solution on PowerPoint, and then it's at the end not really working.
So also being very honest to your capabilities, to your features as a provider, and not overcommitting, I would say, right? And I think this is
Yes.
also very important in the sales process. So guys, make sure to do that, because in the end, the customer will find out either way. And if he finds out and it was not part of the deal or was not aligned, you're gonna be in huge trouble. So, there's this one sales technique. It's called hit and run. You know it, Oli?
No, not yet, but it sounds dangerous.
Yeah, you just sell as much as you can, and then you run away and try to stay away from all the operative things, all of the implementation bugs, defects, problems. But it's not going to work in this industry.
No, exactly. Please stay with the customer, including the stabilization phase, and only go home when it's really running and the customer is happy.
How about partnerships with other mobile robot providers?
Yeah, that's another next step, which is crucial from my point of view. You need to find the right partners to be ready for the future, especially if you are a rather small or mid-sized company. Otherwise, the competition will be too strong and might eat you up. Yeah, and you don't have to provide a whole portfolio of robots. I think it's rather smart to specialize, to focus on a certain type,
Yeah.
and then partner up with others where your devices are fitting.
Yeah.
And yeah, you start some collaboration and there are various opportunities. I mean, you don't have to start a joint venture immediately, but maybe you can be an integrator of the partner. You can integrate their devices into your portfolio. There are different possibilities here, and I think it's a must in the next years.
Yeah, perfect. Actually, you already also touched upon another topic that I think is very important, and that's your product position. So I think it's very important to find your niche in the market. I mean, of course, if you're a big provider already and you have several topics covered, then this is not applying to you. But if you're, say, starting up, you definitely need to find your niche, or you have to focus on your niche, even as a big one, just to like really collect as much of sales as possible that will be happening in your particular niche. And I think this is really crucial and probably even a really good strategy, because doing everything great is way harder than just really doing one thing really great, which in the end will award you with a lot of sales and will provide you a stable position on the market.
Yes, there are basically two philosophies here. Yeah, the one is to focus really on a certain type of product, and the other is to have the whole portfolio available.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at least I'm convinced that the ones will be successful with a focus on a certain type, because only then you have the capabilities and the capacities to understand the customers in this niche, what they actually need. You can develop the product in this specific way, and there will, at least this is my opinion, there will be never the one mobile robots provider selling to you everything from underwriter to high rack to outdoor to dolly box and everything. I think this is not the right strategic way.
Yeah. But some type of niche hopping. So, right, you start with one niche. You were trying to get the best forklift floor-to-floor AGV. You did the job. You have in a great position, and then you move on to start with underwriters, for example. Would that be Would that be something you recommend?
Yeah, if it fits logically to your portfolio, I would say, especially if these robots are working together in a logical way.
Okay.
Yeah, so if your cobot is picking up boxes from an underwriter or things like that, I think your portfolio needs to evolve somehow in logically working hand in hand.
Okay.
I would not start two completely different types of robots at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I have another marketing related question actually.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rebrand your name when going to another market? So say you were a provider from Asia and you now want to try to start up in the European Union or in the US. How would you do it? I mean, it's an open question. I guess there is no right and wrong.
Yes, I have an opinion on that. I think the worst thing you can do as a, let's call them best price provider from Asia, to try to pretend in another market that you are not a best price provider, but you try to fake a European style or European brand,
Yeah.
or partner up with a European provider, and at the end they will sell devices from a completely different country, and I'm sure the customer will be not satisfied, because when you need a third level support, and then you find out this third level is not available at the actual supplier, but it's completely somewhere else.
Yeah.
This is so disappointing, and you feel like you pay too much, and
Yeah. Yeah.
this will not work.
Okay. Okay. So stick to your roots, stick to your name, and be proud of it. Take this to the other markets,
Yes.
and do not try to pretend to be something you are not. Right?
Yeah.
How about customer support, Olli? Customer support and spare parts.
Yeah, of course, another very important topic. You need to be at your customer. It's sounds so easy, but a strategy to supply spare parts from a completely different part of the world will not work. We've seen this in practice. Some people tried it. There will be a breakdown of a part, and then you need to wait sometimes weeks, and the mobile robot will stand there in the corner.
Yeah.
Then maybe a second one will break down. This cannot work.
Yeah.
You need spare parts close to your customers, very
Okay.
clearly.
Okay. So service and service maintenance and spare parts are a must to be in reach of your market, and that's, I think, one of the golden rules to be really successful, especially with technology that is so important when it comes to line supply, right?
Exactly.
Where the breakdown of the supply costs thousands and thousands of dollars, euros, whatever, and which is highly critical as well.
Yeah, I think we are now at the point of maturity that you really reduce people in operations where you have mobile robots. I mean, we always did it, but now it's like for real. There's no way back. Yeah, they are just not there, and you rely on these mobile robots. So you also have to rely on a proper spare parts supply chain.
Yeah, because there is no fallback scenario to customer, because all of the forklift drivers, they been retrained, or they've been fired, or they do controlling now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. How about the topic of scalability? Is that something you should already plan? Is that something you should have on your mind?
Yeah, scalability is a perfect topic because for me it comes with two factors which you need to take care of. And from my point of view, the customer should be able to scale on his own.
Mm.
Yeah, he must be, and here are the two factors. It's ease of implementation
Okay.
and training.
Mm.
And I think here are two very crucial points again for the future of the mobile robots business. Yeah, you need to create a product. Maybe the first implementation you can still do together with the customer.
Mm-hmm.
In the best case, scaling to other use cases, adapting use cases, adding robots is already possible by a key user at the customer side.
Yeah.
And then he will just buy further robots from
Yeah.
you. You don't
Yeah.
have all the troubles in the implementation phase.
Yeah.
And he can scale it, alone, more or less. And this requires, of course, a proper training and making your customer able to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, I mean, of course, this is again company philosophy, but what you're saying, Ollie, is to less focus on the topic of consulting and implementing business, and rather on really producing AGV hardware, producing good software, and selling it as a product instead of wasting time and capacities to go and see each and every plant. Book your capacities for a week, 2 there to do the implementation, and really maybe also lose momentum by that, right? Simply because you don't have endless capacities. So the better the customer can scale on his or her own, the quicker you can grow, basically, as a mere AGV supplier.
Yes, absolutely. This is at least what I would do as a mobile robot supplier. And it goes together also with the topic of focusing. Other companies should focus on consultancy, material flow optimization. That's all fine. Me, as a mobile robot supplier, I would like to focus on my mobile robots.
Sure.
Yeah, of course, I need these initial projects to understand my customers, as we already said. But then, starting with the second project, they can do it. Why not? Or they can book some other consultants to further find potentials, for example. I don't want to do this as a mobile robots vendor. Yeah, that's only my opinion, right?
Whatever we discuss here is our opinion. So, guys, if you have a different opinion, feel free to comment. We're happy for each and every input we get. But I'm just going to quickly loop back to what you said. And if we compare a mobile robots provider doing everything himself, it's a little bit like still having the big automotive brands not only producing cars but also teaching you to drive the car, right? They don't do this. There's driver schools to learn how to drive, and you simply buy a car. By the way, most of the dealerships are also not part of the automotive company. It's also outsourced to individuals. But I think it's a good example, right? How they scaled their business in a way.
Absolutely. Focus and let it scale.
I think this is great ending words, Ollie.
Yes, sure. I think with everything what we said, at least you should survive the next years in the mobile robots business, or even become more successful.
So hope this one helped. As I said before, feel free to leave us a comment on what you think, what were maybe your lessons learned. We are really happy to understand it, and our view was rather from the customer side, to be honest.
Yes, sure. I'm really curious if others have opinions on that. I would love to read them.
So with this being said, thanks for joining, guys. Hear you next Monday for another episode. Take care and hear you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This was another episode of the Automation Awakenings podcast. Visit us at automation-awakenings.com.